Good morning, everyone. I might just change my glasses. I thought today what I would do instead of doing a what's cracking and a sign is I'm going to do all the signs live for the week. It's the first time I've really had to go on live. I'm on holidays from uni at the moment, so it's all good to have a bit more time to myself. I also have one of my puppies here who's very happy to be doing the live with me. So, all right, just before we go any further, usual things, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. We have done a little bit of growth over the last week or two, so that's been really nice because that means new people are joining me, and that's always good. But for the people who've been loyal to me, and you know who you are, it's lovely to have you on board. So we're going to go through the signs. I will use the cards still so I can remember. Hello, Faye. How you going? So I can remember I'm up to. My cuckoo's clock's going at the moment. Hey, spirit animal. How you going? So we're going to do them from, because Leo would have been the next in line. I'll do them from Leo today, but then I will do the full reading for Leo on Monday when I am back on board. Hey, Brooke, how you going? Lovely to see you on board. So we'll just whip through the signs. I won't be doing any paid readings or anything like that today, but maybe we can work them out a little bit forward into the future. But for today, all I'm doing is the signs. So you've got your list queued, spirit animal. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with Leo, because Leo would be the card that I would be, or the sign I'd be doing on Monday, so I don't interrupt my little flow that I have going on here. So all right, now if somebody wants to do timestamps, I'm really grateful if you've got the time to do that. It does get a bit painful trying to stop. So let's have a look. So we're going to start off with the lovely sign of Leo. Let's see what's going on for you, Leo. I hope you all had a nice break, whether you celebrated Christmas or just had a bit of a holiday. It's always nice to get a break from things. So, all right, let's see what's going on. So Leo, oh, very nice. You get the Knight of Wands coming straight out. So I feel like this is your energy. You're probably really amped up and ready to go for the new year. Absolutely. You may be in a bit of a party mood here, but you're definitely feeling to me like you want to get going on something. So let's just move further into that. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords, definitely new beginnings. So to me, this makes me feel like you're starting off the year very differently to what you've done before. And I'm not saying you're setting down you're setting down sort of, New Year's resolutions. It doesn't feel like that. What it feels like is perhaps you're starting the new year by making sort of certain, I guess, ways of being about yourself. So it might be this year you're deciding to find a new job, or this year you're deciding that you're going to go out more, socialize more, that type of thing. But there's definitely this feeling that you're ready to approach something. And now I've got the Ace of Swords. Oh, look at this. And then you've got the Chariot card coming through. So there's definitely a strong feeling with Leo that you're ready to take on anything this year. And because you've got yourself in this beautiful energy with this Ace of Swords, it's like everything is going to align for you. So we're moving forward with the Chariot. And then behind that, we have the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. Look at that beautiful energy. So what we've got here, and then you've got the Emperor coming out. So I feel like for you, Leo, this year you're starting the new year with a completely different approach to things. Maybe you're deciding that, you're going to make changes in all areas of your life. Maybe you're, focused on one area and doing something differently, but you're taking it all on with passion. You're coming through with this really strong passion. Now, it could be that, you're embarking on a new relationship or looking for a new relationship. And this year you may decide that this is a year where you want to sort of, get out, be more social, be amongst people. So let's have a look. All right, so we have the Ace of Pentacles as well. Got it all going on. Seven of Swords here with the World card and the sun. I have to say this is a very powerful reading to start off with. So it really does feel like it's your year. I mean, if I was to go in and do the astrology on this one, I would say that you've got a very potent year. It's either a 1 year coming through for you or a year where you're making new beginnings happen. The sun card actually represents Leo. So it's always nice to get, you know, a significant card in your reading. But we have the World card with the Seven of Swords. And to me, this is sort of the energy of stopping doing something a certain way. So it could be that you're learning how you self-sabotage, for example. So this year you're really focused on really getting things to the end, projects. So Leo is quite a fiery nature, and it might mean that you start projects, but you're hard pushed to finish them. So this year you'll be making sure you're finishing things. I feel with the Ace of Pentacles that it is more than likely about a relationship. Seven of Pentacles with the Star and the High Priestess. So we have quite a lot of major arcanas coming through. There's 4 major arcanas already on the table in 7 cards. So I feel it's really very significant this year. With the Star and the High Priestess, it's very likely that you've learned to follow your own intuition, follow your gut, go after what you want. You know that you deserve it. So you're really very much in this energy of fire. And that's really nice. Then we have the Two of Wands. There we go again with the Nine of Pentacles. So choosing new directions, deciding which way to go in. And we have the Fool card at the end. Beautiful reading, Leo. So I feel like this going into this year, you'll be ready to take on anything. I don't see anything that I would feel is negative. I think you're being shown a lot of different ways to go. So there may be choices in the directions you go in. I don't see you particularly focused on one thing. I think it's just, to me, it feels like you're throwing everything out and starting again, fresh start with the Ace of Swords. So just a quick recap. So we have the Knight of Wands coming through first, which is really a card of very fast action. We have the Ace of Swords, so new beginnings with the Ace of Pentacles on the table. The Chariot really shows me 6 of Pentacles here. You want to take back what you invest. There seems to be a lot of energy around communication, socialization, and then we see this beautiful Emperor. So it's very, very possible here that you are really ready to stand in your power this year. I love it. So the beautiful reading for Leo. Good start, everyone. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we have Virgo coming up next. I'm doing them astrologically in order as well. I've been trying to keep them that way for the daily read. So we'll give this deck a good shuffle. In fact, I might alternate between 2 decks here. Okay, that's a good idea. So we're using the Tarot of the Golden Wheel and the Ethereal. Somebody asked me yesterday what this is the one that's all gold embossed. So it's the Ethereal Tarot. All right. What is happening for Virgo? So Virgo, we're starting off with the Queen of Cups and then the Fool card. So new beginnings here. Maybe last year was a little bit more challenging for you. You might have found it a little bit more maybe challenging in the area of love here with that Queen of Cups. But you've got the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Cups coming through. So I feel like for you there's going to be a lot of changes, especially in your love life this year. I feel like perhaps you've been dealing with something for the last year that you've, come to terms with, but this year is going to completely flip the script. So you're going to be, very much in a loving sort of energy, ready to find love, and more than likely expanding your friendship group. And I feel like just sort of getting out there, and maybe you've made some sort of decision not to say no to, getting out socializing parties this year. So Virgo, definitely jumping out of your comfort zone, I want to say. All right, so we have the 4 of Swords coming through, and we have the Well coming through. Wow, okay, so you and the Lovers. That's why I said I feel like there's lots of love around. Maybe it wasn't a good year for love last year. Maybe you sort of got quite comfortable where you are, and I feel like somehow or another you're feeling very sort of loved up and very full this year. Maybe you had time to sort of downtime last year to sort of take time out. Maybe you did a bit of healing. But this Lovers card really is resounding energy. It's like really echoey. So I feel like after, it's almost like you've gone through the calm and the storm's about to hit. So it's beautiful. All right, so we have the Death card coming through with the King of Swords right in the middle of the reading. We have the Two of Wands coming through. See, another Two of Wands in a different deck. So lots of changes in direction this year. All right, Page of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're putting out there that this is what you want. Three of Pentacles. It's all in line with your spiritual journey. I feel honestly that love is going to be a priority for you. I do feel that you're looking for a relationship, maybe something more substantial this year. I feel like perhaps last year you really focused on perhaps career and brought about a lot of changes last year that are going to really play out for you this year. Beautiful energy around that Three of Pentacles there. Let me just go back. So you got the Queen of Cups. So this to me is that feeling of being really loved up. We do have a brand new beginning coming through here. And I feel like this is past energy. So it may have been the last few years that you've been finding it sort of a little bit challenging. But to me, arrows of love, Nine of Cups coming through, love sort of finding its way to you here. Clyde, what are you doing? Clyde, come here. What are you up to? Do you want to say hello to everybody? My dog. Come here. Say hello. What are you doing? Golly, you're getting so big I can barely lift you anymore. There we go. So say hello to everybody. He's like, what is going on? Oh, he's such a beautiful boy. Oh, go and play. Whatever you're doing out there, keep it quiet. So, yes, so Virgo, very much a loved up year, feeling that it's going to be a priority to you to start that new relationship, expand your friendship group. But I feel like a lot more of getting out there to find the love you're looking for. All right. We are going to do Libra next. Hi, how you going, Danny? Puppy and Yvonne. He's not really, he's over 12 months old now, so he's big. Compared to our other Frenchies, he's really quite a huge dog, but he is so a people dog, whereas our other girl is just, she couldn't care less. So he is cute. He's a little bit of a gremlin, I think. He looks like a bit of a gremlin, but he's as gentle as a lamb. He's just beautiful. Very affectionate. Well, just wants to be around me the whole time. So the others aren't quite like that. Oh, Pickle is a little bit, but not Bonnie. All right, let's get on to Libra. I'm just going to give the cards a really good shuffle. Libra, Libra, Libra. What's going on for you going into the new year? All right, so we're starting off with the Queen of Wands. You know, this is sort of similar energy that I got for Leo in that, you know, you're ready to go, you're firing on all cylinders, and this year you want to make the changes that haven't been made before. I do feel here like there may be a change of either living arrangements or maybe possibly work, but it feels more to me like you're ready to move away somewhere, maybe travel, but coming through strongly with that Queen. Yeah, look at you, ready to go. Libra, I feel like this is very fast energy here, and I feel like sometimes, you know, when you've not managed what you wanted to manage, or you haven't got done what you wanted to do, like last year you might have wanted to move but never got the opportunity. So this is feeling like and the Fool again. So, yeah, looking for a new job as well. But we've had the Fool in all three readings, which is really interesting. So, but this feels like that leap of faith to me, not just a new beginning. This is like jumping into things, you know, maybe sort of doing things that you haven't experienced before, but being prepared to make those changes. We do have the Star card, which is absolutely beautiful. We do have behind that the World card. Two of Pentacles, so, and Seven of Pentacles. So this is a year, it's almost like perhaps the last couple of years you've been preparing for something, but this is a year when you will hit it. So, you know, jobs may come along, you may have choices around where to move, what job to have. And I feel like each decision you make will be based on what you've learned over the last few years. So it's almost like you've been on a little bit of an upward climb, and this year you're sort of hitting that top. Thank you, Marana. So I feel like it's almost like it's been preparing for some changes, and some big changes here. So let's get into it. All right, we have the Lovers card coming through, so maybe a choice in love as well. Four of Pentacles coming through with the Ten of Cups. See, it's beautiful. Four of Wands. So for many of you, this year will be, for Libras, will be a year of commitment, a year of family, really focusing on the family unit. I feel like probably what I want to say here is maybe you've learned to let go of things. You know, sometimes we sort of go through life really struggling to let go of that control. But to me, you know, this year, because you've let go of the control, because you're prepared to sort of, you know, perhaps consider everything that comes your way, you're letting go of the idea of being too focused on one thing, and you're opening up your opportunities for more opportunities. But to me, it makes me feel like you've got multiple opportunities. You're not limited to just one thing. All right, so we have the Page of Cups, or with the Knight of Cups. So this is what I'm saying. You've got love offers coming at you here, and that with the Magician. So you actually have two cards of manifestation already out. So I would say what you've been working towards, what you've been envisaging, whatever you've been thinking about the last few years or preparing for, this will be the year when they will hit home. Look at this, and then the Ace of Cups. So nice. I feel like you're going to have a lot of opportunities, though. The Death card's coming out with the Ace of Cups, and then we have the Eight of Swords. So to me, because that follows with the Death card and the Nine of Pentacles, it's almost like you're letting go again of any ideas, thoughts, ways of thinking. It's like you're just going, you know what, whatever comes my way, I'm just going to consider it. I'm just going to roll through it and make those decisions. You have new love here. It's very possible. You've got a lot of water in the reading here, but I feel really quite drawn to Pisces energy in this reading. There is a little bit of Scorpio as well, but Pisces, Scorpio energy coming through very strongly. New love coming through, but because you have the Ace of Cups, but you have behind that both a Page and a Knight. So to me, you may have two romantic opportunities coming through. I feel like everything's going to be in twos for you this year. Let's say that. So I feel like you are firing and ready to go. I feel like with this sort of energy of the Knight of Swords, it's like out there, brand new beginnings. But I feel like these are leaps of faith, like taking new directions, not really being focused on what you've done before or having preconceived ideas of what you want to do. The Star cards here. So it's definitely feeling like your year, but definitely too feeling that there is, you know, the energy of almost, and there's the other card of manifestation, all this sort of energy of having always a choice, not being restricted. You know, sometimes when we go looking for things, we find something, it's not really what we want, and we accept it. But I want to say to you, Libra, this year makes me feel like you're not going to accept the old things. You're going to have lots of opportunity to start new things. So, all right, that was the reading for Libra. Let's move on. We'll go back to the Ethereal Tarot for this one, and we'll read for Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Do we have any Scorpios in the room? Okay, we are starting off with the Two of Wands. Every reading, Two of Wands, the Fool card. So it's a very big year for everybody this year. I feel like, we've been really sort of Scorpio rising, same as me. Thanks, Bethany. I feel like we went through the COVID thing and we were all sort of pinned down. And this last year has been really, really difficult for people trying to recoup what they sort of lost during that time. And I feel like it's been really hard on everybody because we've all been struggling with the changes, the pricing, and it's sort of, I don't know, just makes me feel like this year's a bit more releasing. It's a little bit more about us finding our way rather than having to rely on, what's happening at the moment. It feels like a lot of freedom in this year. Okay, so Two of Wands again. So again, this feeling of having a new direction. We do have the Lovers coming through, and we do have the Three of Cups, the Nine of Swords with the Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles. So Scorpio, definitely a year for meeting someone that you, particularly if you've just become separated or divorced. But I feel like you're about to meet someone who may have been somehow had either the same sort of journey as you or has had a sort of a similar background to you. This is somebody that's going to be very aligned with you on your journey. I do feel this will take you in a completely new direction. So you might find that you meet someone and it's time absolutely to, consider that move somewhere else. Or, you may meet someone at a distance and you may agree with them to move to a different place. But let's have a look. Let's dig a little bit deeper. Seven of Pentacles coming through. We have the Six of Pentacles with that too, and the Hanged Man. Okay, and the Ace of Wands. That's why I said there's definitely a brand new beginning, but I feel like this beginning for you is about maybe meeting someone where you're taking a relationship to the next level. It's not a casual thing. It's like you've really, I don't like to say you've met the one, because I feel like we all have lots of ones, but it is like that. It is like meeting someone who really gels with you. You have very similar backgrounds. You may come from a different area to the person you meet, but I feel like that's okay. So it almost feels like you're going to move home. So if you're living away from home and meet someone, you may be moving back to where you came from. Definitely a year for manifestation. 7 and 6 is 13. That's 4 of Pentacles. There's definitely a feeling of settling down, being able to sort of start that family you've wanted, or being able to have that solid relationship moving forward. The Hanged Man sort of has a very different energy here because it comes with the Ace of Wands. So it's almost like considering a new beginning. But I feel like with that Hanged Man, you're seeing your world and what's being offered to you in a very different way to what you've seen it before. So it's sort of like rolling with the changes. Absolutely. All right, so we have the Empress coming through. For some of you, you will be having babies. Two of Pentacles coming through with the Nine of Pentacles. Some of the cards are they're repeating. And the Nine of Pentacles has come back out again. So I feel like for many of us this year, there will be a feeling of being able to take on whatever we want to do. Like really being able to jump into things, make decisions to make those changes. But the Two of Pentacles sort of always talks about bringing the balance round, making decisions that bring balance. And I feel like somehow or another, you're going to meet somebody. We have the Tower card coming through, which is, of course, the card of Scorpio, with the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. It sort of feels a little bit like, dreams coming true. I do feel that for many of you this year is about committing to someone, maybe committing to have a family. But moreover, this is very much this energy of finding someone that you feel that you really want to settle down with, finding someone that you feel really connected to. In terms of yourself too, Scorpio, maybe this is a year where you feel really connected to yourself with the Ace of Wands. Like you feel really passionate about things, you feel really driven, you're really ready to move forward. But I feel like somehow or another this year, the changes that will come this year will be from meeting that person that you want to settle down with. Let's have a quick squeeze through. All right, so we have again a change of direction here. I do have the Lovers card and the Three of Cups. So it makes me feel that you may be meeting someone here or reconnecting with someone. But this time it will result in a solid relationship. I feel like perhaps that's something that you've thought about a lot over time. You may have recently become separated or divorced. And I feel like whatever it is, maybe your relationship that you've had previously wasn't really or didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. So you're looking for something this time that really gels with you. And I feel like you're going to find that person this year. All right. Let's put Scorpio away, and we're going to do the lovely sign of Sagittarius. All right. All right, Sagittarius, we are ready to do your reading. Bethany's ready, so I take it you're a Sag. Okay, so the Two of Cups came straight out for you. So maybe this year is about love for you too. Sometimes it can be about forming partnerships with people, so it doesn't necessarily have to be about love, but it could be that you are looking at some sort of relationship this year. Maybe forming new relationships. You've got the Three of Pentacles again here. So it's very much in line with your destiny. Yeah, there's this King of Wands coming through. Nine of Wands with the Queen of Wands. How's that? All right. So I feel like this year much the same as Scorpio. There does seem to be this really strong feeling of, you know, wanting to find love. Maybe you've been single for a while. Maybe you've not had good experiences with people. Maybe people didn't want to settle down, or you couldn't form relationships because your focus really is on partnerships this year. So yeah, very much so, I'd say. All right, so we have the Hermit coming out first. So we have the card of Virgo with the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So this here says to me that perhaps this last year, you've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplation. And I feel like because you've got the Hermit here, there's been a lot of healing. So you may have been healing a lot of energy around perhaps betrayal, deceit, and possibly just, I almost want to say it's like that energy of casting off, cutting things out. So it may have been a year of releasing. It's almost releasing maybe people around you. But there's been a lot of energy around. I would say you've been through a little bit of pain here. But the Hermit tells me it's like you've healed. You've come out the other side here. So let's just go. Yeah, there you go. So we have again the Nine of Pentacles coming through with the Three of Cups. And the Ten of Swords, there's the ending. All right. With that Three of Cups, it definitely feels to me like family, friends, putting people on the back burner. You may have let go of a third-party relationship, for example, seeing that it wasn't going anywhere, because I see this sort of single, ready-to-mingle sort of energy coming through here. So I feel like whatever this is, it's like I've turned my back on all of the things that have held me back. And I'm going to find what I want this year. All right, so I have the Six of Pentacles. Maybe you were dealing with somebody who wasn't investing in you and you were in love with them. Five of Pentacles as well. And then we have the Six of Swords. So you're definitely moving into calmer waters here. I feel like whatever you've left behind has caused you a lot of pain and a lot of grief, but it may too have weighed fairly heavily on you and you had to heal to come through the other side. I really like that you've got the Three of Cups in the middle of the reading, because it does make me feel like there's a lot lighter energy about you this year going forward. Maybe you've been holding back on yourself too, you know, like if you're dealing with so many things, you may have sort of, you know, stopped sort of going out as much, or really focused on your own healing, and that's really good. I just want to put another card on this Six of Swords. Look at that. Good work. Good work, Sagittarius. This is really about standing in your truth, knowing your own values. So for me, all the swords energy in here, it's just, this reading is just like predominantly swords, and a lot of that energy of working through things, letting go of things. I don't know what's been going on for you, but it's almost like you really have put this behind you. And even when things come to mind now, even when you do think about them, it's fleeting. So you're not allowing yourself to get embedded or, you know, bogged down in all the stuff that's going on around you. And it could have even been like family, it could have been friends, but I feel like you've maybe started to realize that perhaps a lot of your close relationships are toxic, or just not serving you. You're just not benefiting by them. And I always say, you know, when you walk away from someone, you want to feel revitalized. You don't want to feel that, you know, you're dragged down and you're exhausted and all your energy is gone. So I love that we pulled the Ace of Swords out of the middle of the deck. So this year is definitely focusing on romance. I feel like somebody new is coming in here, quite possibly another fire sign. So don't be surprised if you don't meet a Leo, Aries, or another Sag. But I feel like you're going to find, I feel like you're ready. I feel like you're ready to find, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, well done. You've done a lot of work. This reading is very, very full of, you know, a lot of thinking, a lot of new ways of doing things, severing things, cutting ties, very much so. So Sagittarius, great year for you. I feel like love is on its way to you. And if I was to say, you know, when love would come around, there's a strong feeling by the end of the year you'll be in a really happy, successful relationship. I feel like because you've let go of a lot of stuff, let's say that, and maybe that was sort of holding you back. All right, let's get into Capricorn. For all the Cappies, any Cappies in the room? Oh, Bethany. Yeah, I think you're pretty close to me. I think because you said you were a Scorpio rising, you have a Capricorn sun. Do you have a Libra moon? Because if you have a Libra moon, then you probably, in your main signs, is very, very similar to me. Oh, Cancer moon. Oh, nice. Don't you have a lovely little setup with your Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn? Capricorn will keep all those emotions balanced, but Capricorns are really, really good in the workspace, like really good at, oh, you're Cancer moon as well. Then you're lovey-dovey people. Cancer moons are very, very emotional people. All right, let's see where we're going for Capricorn. Okay, starting off with the King of Swords. I feel like that's an amazing way to start the year. King of Swords energy. So feeling really powerful, really standing in your own power, really feeling like you can go where you want to go. I feel like there's, if you've been planning overseas travels for years, or you've been planning to go somewhere and have, I almost want to say it feels like a health resort or a health retreat. This year you're going to do those things, all of those things. A lot of feeling around sort of, even though it's sort of swords energy, there's a lot of feeling around accomplishments this year. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles coming through with the Ace of Cups. I feel like here, this isn't so much in it, maybe about love, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But for me, this is about doing things that you love, like choosing to do things that you love, not necessarily putting up with things because they pay the money or whatever else. It may be that you are, for example, aiming to go higher at work. Maybe you want to join a council, get into politics, that type of thing, but you're really following your passion. And I feel like here with this Page of Pentacles, there may be a desire for you to study or to move into a new career. So I feel like that with that Ace. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune Wouldn't be a better year. Knight of Cups coming through with the 8 of Swords. I feel like, honestly, the 7 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like Capricorn, as much as I'm always saying poor Capricorns, they always get landed with the stuff around work. I don't think it's around jobs, though. I think that perhaps this year you're deciding to do things that will further yourself or get you noticed, or accomplishments where you are really the clock was on 34 for ages then. So if you're into numbers, I would have a look at that. Hey, Moira, how you going? Accomplishments. I don't think it's so much about work as doing well in things. So you may decide to join groups or get involved in things that are really going to take you forward, or you may be more focused in your work around becoming a leader or a manager. It could be that you are going to look at mentoring this year. Maybe you're offering your time, because it does feel to me like a bit of a philanthropic feel, like you may want to invest back in the community or do things as part of your community. It could be to do with the environment, but there's definitely this feeling that you want to put back, give back. So let's see where we're going. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords coming through with the 10 of Cups, the World card. There's the travel with the well. So this way I said, I feel like here, whatever you're doing this year, it's going to be very much about putting yourself at the forefront of things. Oh, well done, Ria. Putting yourself at the forefront of your decisions. So, but I feel like somehow or another you are feeling like you want to share your experiences with others. Or so if you were to go on a holiday, for example, I don't think that it would be, oh, we're on Capricorn at the moment. We've done about half the stars so far. But you'll be able to go back and watch them later too. I do feel that your joy this year, Capricorn, will come from sharing your experiences with others, or investing in other people, but not in a way where you're giving and other people are taking. It's almost like you want to share your experiences. You want to be seen. So this is a year, if you're into music or acting, or, as I said, politics or anything like that. Oh, there you go. 3434 is about transformation. Hoping to get on your condo board of directors this year. There you go. So I feel like it's very, very much a year for standing out from the crowd. All right. So if you decide to go on a holiday, you'll go with other people, because you won't want to have the experience just to yourself. You'll want to share. Maybe it's an eat, pray, love type of year. Oh, nice. Yeah. If you're looking for the right person, Moira, I think that this year would be a good year. If this reading is sort of feeling like it sits with you, this will be a good year for you to find that partnership. All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles and the Hanged Man here with the Star. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly the energy I'm feeling. It's like you are seeing yourself differently. Not so much that you feel more connected or anything like that. It's like, I feel like I want to share my talents. I want to work with others. You know, it feels very philanthropic. But the Star card tells me here that it's definitely something you've wanted to do, but maybe you've not felt. You may get into teaching or training rather than just working. But whatever it is, you're going to want to share yourself with others. All right, so I have the Four of Pentacles coming through with the Hermit card. You know, it's really interesting. 10 of Swords and Knight of Wands here. It's very interesting that some of these cards are just repeating for people regardless. So the Hermit cards come out, the 9 of Pentacles. We've had the Fool come out in every reading bar this one. But maybe because Capricorn feels a lot more measured in the way they're approaching things this year rather than just diving in. So you may be planning more this year, Capricorn. You may have a clear plan of action and how you want to move forward. There does feel like that energy of setting goals, maybe by October, I want to make sure that I've, achieved this, learned this, completed this, whatever. So there's a real feeling of structure in what you're doing this year. So whatever it is, not a lot of love, but a lot of energy around, I want to say giving, but I never want to say it so I never want to say it so it sounds like you're giving and other people are taking. It's reciprocal. So as I said, if you go on a holiday, you'll want to go in a, like one of those package tours where you're around other people, or you'll want to connect with people, maybe culturally as well. But it's really a very different energy for Capricorn. All right, so we have, that's why you're coming out as this King of Swords energy. All right, so there's definitely study here, but doing what you love. And the Wheel of Fortune tells me this is the year for doing this. Opportunities will come at you, and there will be an opportunity to sort of make your dreams come true, I want to say. All right. Nice reading for Capricorns. Okay. We will move into the lovely sign of Aquarius. All right. Let's just pop you over there. We'll change decks again. Give them a good shuffle. Hey, Lynn, how are you going? Where are we going? Oh, you're releasing a Lenormand deck. Very nice. Very nice. Don't forget to, take, my Venus is in Aquarius too, spirit animal. Take advantage of me too. If you're releasing something and you want a little bit of advertising, send me some pictures, or, send me something so that people know where you are and what you're doing. But yeah, that's fabulous. Oh, we all have, actually, Bethany, you really, apart from your Cancer, I have Libra moon. The rest of our stars are pretty much in the same area. Oh, you're hiring a lawyer, a paralegal. Okay. Still deciding. I feel that it would be a really good idea for you, Moira, to really plan this year out. Like I just said, I feel like planning is going to be the go-to thing for you this year. So, really setting goals for yourself and achieving them. You'll achieve them if you set them. But yeah, that goes for anybody, not just Moira. If you want something advertised, or you're doing something new and you want a little bit of a blurb, then just make sure you flick it through to me. I'm happy to do those announcements on the channel. All right, Aquarius, where are we going with you? Oh, look at this, Queen of Wands. Who did we have the Queen of Wands out for before? The Queen of Wands for me is, if this is your Venus, this is where the energy is really powerful. Because when you get the Queen of Wands coming through, you're feeling mighty good. You're feeling very good about yourself. You're probably feeling very attractive. You're feeling very much like you can accomplish things. You may have the energy of sort of like not really worrying about what anybody says or does, but just going for things. So this is very powerful energy for Aquarius. All right, we have the Nine of Cups. I feel like I could just finish the reading there. All right, because if you're feeling this good and you've got wishes coming true behind that, well, let's see what else. 8 of Pentacles. So it does feel, and the Ace of Cups. All right, 4 of Pentacles coming through with the Page of Cups. Nine of Pentacles as well. So I would say to you, if you've got Venus in your Aquarius in your Venus, this is your year for love. Very, very much so. So if you're in that Queen of Wands energy, you'll be vibrating high. You'd be walking into a room and people would be saying, who's that coming in there? So this is highly sort of sexualized energy coming through for you. But it's almost like you know how to rein in your power with that Queen of Wands. You know how to use your power really effectively. So if you're an Aquarius, then this is your energy that you're bringing through. We have the 9 and 10 of Wands with the Strength card, and this is really similar to the energy I got with the Hermit. There is something that you have learned very strongly in the past year around who you are. This is really deep energy. The way it's set out here is deep energy about not repeating patterns, understanding what your patterns are, and learning to recognize your personal triggers. This is really that taming of your animal side here. And it's not that you stop doing those things. Absolutely not. We want to have our shadow incorporated. Like Carl Jung said, we need it to be part of who we are, because very often we hide things in that shadow side that we're ashamed of. This year, you're not going to be ashamed. That's why you're so whole and complete. as that Queen of Wands energy. So it doesn't matter, you know, if people think you're a certain way, or people have always told you that you know, are a certain way, it doesn't matter to you anymore, because you're really comfortable with who you are. It doesn't mean you won't be triggered by things anymore. It doesn't mean that things won't be a bother to you, but it's almost like you will just be that water off a duck's back. You know, this is who I am. You're very much standing in the energy of, this is who I am, this is the self I'm showing to the world. So very nice energy coming through. I do a lot of healing. I do feel that perhaps for some of you, you've healed a lot of your anxiety, a lot of your inner fears. It's almost like you're learning that it's okay to be certain things and not having these judgments on yourself. Because sometimes people would judge themselves quite harshly. You know, they will say, you know, there you go, the golden shadow. Thanks, Moira. It's very true. Our shadow, when we're children, what we do when we're children, if somebody says, which we all got, some of the ones I've got, I've realized, you know, really changed over the years. But when I was little, I had the most beautiful writing, and I wrote really, really small. And somebody, I think it might have been a teacher, said to me, you need to make your writing bigger. I can't read it. But they must have said it in such a harsh way that I put my beautiful writing away, and now I have this. And my writing is still good, but I write really huge now because of that. So if you had somebody saying to you when you were young, you're shy, you're shy, you're shy, then you may have become much more outgoing to counteract that shyness. But actually that shyness might have been how you worked through things, or, you know, an inner trait that you had in how to present yourself, or whatever it was for you. If you've put it away in your shadow, then I feel like this last year has been about feeling comfortable with that. You know, maybe you were outspoken as a child and got told that you shouldn't be outspoken. That goes into your shadow. So all it's about is just releasing those things and allowing yourself to be both shadow and light. All right, so we have the Death card coming through. See, there it is with the High Priestess and the Ten of Swords. So there's been an ending to a lot of things that you have decided that you're not going to perhaps hide away from anymore. So it's like you're bringing yourself out into the light, but you're taking your shadow with you. So there's definitely sort of this energy of, then you've got the Ace of Pentacles coming through. There's definitely this energy of letting go of disappointment. So maybe because you've been that way, like I can remember going for jobs and people, and I'm very capable of doing what I do, but I can remember, you know, somebody saying when I asked for feedback on a job that I didn't sell myself well. And I remember thinking, I find that really hard, and so do a lot of women. This is where your imposter syndrome comes from. Hey, Sue, how are you going? Lovely to have you on board. This is where imposter syndrome comes through. So if you're being told all the time that you're not good at something, you end up playing that down rather than just being okay with it. So when I went for interviews, I would think, I don't want to come across too brash or too loud or too confident, because they might not like that about me. So I'd play it down. And of course it worked the other way, where everybody wanted to see that part of me. And since then I've done a number of things where it says you need to be comfortable talking about yourself more, or putting yourself out there more. And it's always been a bit of an issue. So I feel like for you, this year is very, very much about being comfortable with who you are. We tell ourselves we're not good at things. We play that down. That's where that imposter syndrome is such a problem, especially for women. I'm sure it is for men too, but especially for women. We don't want to look like, you know, we're being over the top or too pushy or whatever else. But why not? Why do we worry about that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. But it's not really because we don't want to. It's because we've been told that it isn't good. So I feel like this year, very much stepping into your own power, going after what you want with that Nine of Cups. I feel like in regard, because this is about work, but I don't feel like, I think you've been working a lot on your self-love here. But it could mean that it's a good year for love too, especially with the Four of Pentacles coming through. It might be a year when you're really focused on finding what you want. But to me, it makes me feel like you're really comfortable being who you are this year. All right, Aquarius, let's pop you away and we will do the reading for the lovely sign of Pisces. Oh, I'm feeling a bit hungry this morning. I got up and did a lot of stuff before I started, and now I'm really hungry. So I have banana pancakes ready for breakfast this morning. I'm looking forward to that. All right, Pisces. Okay, so we're coming straight out with the Empress. What a lovely way to start your reading. Moira, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Mercury, and Chiron. Oh wow, that's a lot of Pisces. So Pisces, I always think of the Pisces as the poet. Like that's the way I think about Pisces. I always think they're very deep. Pisces Moon even more so, but really deep thinkers, really emotionally deep, very different to sort of the other water signs, but for me Pisces is the sign of the poet. You're coming out with the Empress, so I would say to you, this year, if you want to have a baby, this may be a really good year for you if you're coming out with that beautiful fertility. But I also feel with the Empress, it may be about really using your creativity this year to achieve what you want to do. So the fact that you're no for babies, but yes to creativity. So it may be you're talking about releasing a deck, right? With your Lenormand deck. I was trying to think of the name of it then. I have a beautiful Lenormand deck. But the creativity, it may be that you're using a lot of creativity in your work, but you're going to be also very creative about how you advertise, how you get out there, how you, position yourself in that respect. So when I see the Empress, I think it's all about creation, perhaps not with babies, but creation in your world. So beautiful energy coming through, a lot of that sort of newly created energy, but using your energy to do that, like using the things that you perhaps haven't used as often, or those ideas, or not being, I almost like to see Picasso here, because it's like, not everybody's art is what you want to have, but the art that you're putting forward will be what you want to do, not what other people expect you to do. So, so there's sort of this energy of creation coming through. I do have the Eight of Cups, so definitely feeling here for you, Pisces, that what you've been doing before is not really what you want to do anymore. So if you're going towards the Empress energy, then you're going towards being more creative, allowing your sort of, I hate the word allowing your juices to flow, but basically that's what I'm talking about. It's like being the Picasso in your world, like not worrying about how other people see your creations, but how you see your creations. So we have the Seven of Wands coming through with the Temperance card, beautiful energy, and the Nine of Cups again. So what a beautiful lineup. So for me, it's really for you, this idea that you can be creative, but you can be who you want to be, and you can sort of flood your energy out there and not worry about how it looks. So if you're going to be, the Picassos or the people who did the really different way of painting, then you're going to paint it your way. That's what I'm after. All right, so we have the Chariot coming through with the Seven of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Moira, was it you who was saying you wanted to hire a lawyer or paralegal? You've got a new partnership starting up this year, something that's going to be very victorious. So what I want to say to you, with this sort of Chariot energy, with the Chariot energy and the Seven of Cups, there's this feeling of not just creating, but being able to put your ideas or thinking into more practical ways of doing things. And you've got a really successful partnership coming up with somebody here. Now, it could be that that's love too, so I'll leave that on the back burner. But just because I heard what you said, I'm feeling like this energy of creating a great relationship with somebody that will be very beneficial to both of you. Could be a Cancer. So I have the Queen of Swords coming through with the Page of Wands and the Hierophant. For some of you, Pisces, this is a year of commitment. Definitely feeling that. I feel like communication is really good between you and others, not just romantic partners, but the communication you have with people is very open and honest, and that's going to really push you forward. So definitely feeling for some of you there will be an offer of commitment. Two of Swords coming through with the Knight of Swords. Actually, it's really quite interesting because you do have a lot of Swords energy too. So again, maybe you're using your creativity to bring forth ideas. Maybe you're getting more snappy with your ideas or your ways of doing things. But there's some sort of decision that needs to be made this year that looks to me like it will be quite an important decision. And for some of you, it will be commitment. For others of you, it will be separation. So there's a real strong feeling here that those two swords represent those two sides of relationships, finishing relationships and starting new relationships. But at the end of the day, look, Nine of Pentacles, really standing in your power. I love that you've got this energy at the beginning and the end, because to me, this is about really using your creativity in a way that is going to sort of push your business forward, develop relationships with people, really solid partnerships. So if this is a relationship, as in a love relationship, the Victory card is right next to it. So a good year for developing really strong relationships with people. So definitely feeling that creative energy around you, Pisces, is being really pumped forward this year. Doesn't matter whether you are traditional, doesn't matter whether you're out there this year, you'll be writing, painting, doing what you need to do, but really bringing the Pisces energy forward. I do feel that there's a lot of disconnect from your past, like a lot of leaving behind, perhaps, you know, maybe you've been working in a standard job and this year you're going to move into a partnership with somebody and really soar in what you're doing. I do sense this beautiful sort of stubborn nature about you, like really being really persevering, really pushing towards what it is you want. Again, there you go with the numbers. We have 14 and 14 on the 14 likes and 14 people. So 14, 14. So number 4 for me has always been a very consistent number. So somebody said the last number was about transformation. So good to keep that in mind too. All right, let's just go. We'll go back to the Ethereal Tarot and we will be doing the reading for the lovely sign of Aries. All right, Aries. Just woke the dog up. That's funny. All righty, let's see what's going on for Aries. All right, so we have the Four of Swords coming out first. So maybe this year is a little bit for Aries of pulling back rather than going, like a lot of the other signs feel like they're really pushing forward and achieving things. But to me, this may be a year of you taking the holidays, stepping back and not feeling so pressured to push forward. I like that a lot. You have the High Priestess here. So very much that sort of energy, 5 of Cups with the Ace of Swords. And it was interesting because I was looking at your card. You see how you've got the sword down the side here? And I was thinking, wow. So I feel like for Aries this year, 8 of Cups too. This is more of a year for you of, it's more a year for you to sort of go inward. You may be working on something around yourself, around your own energy. But there's definitely this energy of sort of pulling back more. So, you know, it may mean that you're going to take holidays, you're going to be more reclusive, I want to say, a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more taking time out for things. but definitely feel like it's a much more internal year for you. So maybe you're doing a lot of work. You may be very interested in doing something like study. You may be getting into esoteric arts where you're sort of doing a lot of psychic work. But I do feel that even though you're sort of being more about you and being more internal, there is this feeling that you're going to get out there in other ways too, because the first thing I saw with that was like a YouTube channel. So it may be that you're really focusing on things rather than sort of spreading yourself out, but definitely feeling like you're going to get yourself out there, but in different ways. Okay. Ottawa. All right, so we have the Death card coming through with the Hierophant, the World, and look at that, and the Ace of Wands. That is really powerful. All right, so definitely feeling for Aries people, this is a year of self-reflection, really going inwards, really looking at who you are. It's a year of transformation, that's what I want to say. But it's not like some of the other signs where you're getting out there, being social and getting amongst people. This is a year for really working from the inside out. That's what I want to say. So we have the Death card coming through to start off with. Then we have the Hierophant. Then we have the World card. And then we have this brand new beginning. So the changes you're making here are very much about your inner self. Yeah, okay, let's just move forward with this one. I then have the World card. Well, this is just beautiful with the 9 of Cups in the middle and the Page of Cups coming through here. If you are an artist, because we have the Strength card, you have a lot of major arcanas here. 3 of Cups, a lot of celebration, but it's like celebration, and we have the 2 of Cups coming out here. There could be a celebration around a relationship, but to me, perhaps this year is more about focusing on, I'm trying to think of the feeling I'm getting with this, but it's very much about self-growth, but it goes deeper than that for you. It's a year where it's almost like you're serving yourself, like you're being true to who you are, bringing the truth to who you are. This obviously relates to a relationship as well. So if you're already in a relationship, Clyde, hop down with a Cancer. Hop down, baby. Hop down. I'll be finished in a minute. You're moving forward with a Cancer here. But I feel like for those of you who are Aries, this year is very much about self-reflection, self-growth. You may be studying things. You may be really understanding who you are. And if you're about to do something or release something in regards to a business or a partnership, it's like I don't even know how to explain the energy. It's like you're doing things really quietly. Oh, there you go. From that side of the world. Ah, how beautiful. Sorry, I was just reading. It's like you're doing things quietly, Aries. I don't even know how to explain the energy that's coming through. There's nothing popping here. It's almost like you're just going to slide into things very, very gracefully with a lot of forethought. So for me, this is the sort of energy of preparation. So you're preparing for something. But because you have such a strong energy here around that 9 of Cups, I feel like if you're in the arts, this is going to be a really good year to get off, get something off the ground. So, for example, if you were interested in, auditioning for something, you're going to do it very quietly, but you're still going to do it. So it may not be that it comes with a lot of, noise. It just feels to me like you're sliding in sideways on everything. There's no bells and whistles. That's what I want to say. It's almost like whatever you do this year, you will do gracefully. And it's not like you won't want to be, passionate and driven about things. It's like you're seeing a way to do things very differently. But it's very much about self-reflection, creating new beginnings, but bringing them in the way you want to bring them in. Now, because you do have a strong feeling of a relationship here, possibly with Cancer, but I do have strong Leo here as well, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo energy coming through as well, and a little bit of Capricorn. It sort of feels to me like you, even with a relationship, you're not coming out like yelling and screaming about it. You're not doing the Tom Cruise. It's like you're just sliding into a new relationship very, very easily. But I feel like it's because you've got a different attitude to how you live your world this year. And it's very quiet and very thoughtful energy. So you're really thinking about what you want to do. All right, but sliding in gracefully. So I do have a lot of like peace, downtime, a lot of energy with the High Priestess about using your intuition, about understanding how to create something without all the bells and whistles. So if this is like something like, as I said, to do with the arts, acting, singing, dancing, whatever it is, it's like you're just coming into it gracefully. But I feel like somehow or another, because you've got this beautiful Ace of Swords and you do have the Nine of Cups in the middle of your reading, it is very much about putting yourself forward for your own decisions, absolutely, but just doing it in a very different way to what you've done before. And maybe you've just created a new sense of confidence about yourself, or maybe you're just feeling confident with what you're doing. But to me, it's very down year. It's not a down year as in a bad year. It's just downtime. So doing it slowly, doing it more thoughtfully, and enjoying it, because there's a lot of energy around just quiet enjoyment. All right, moving on to Taurus. Taurus. That's beautiful. Thank you, spirit animal. Thank you. All right. Oh, okay. That's the first jump we've had. You've got the Queen of Swords jumping out here, Taurus, for you. Good morning, Moonstone. How are you going? It's lovely to have you on board. All right. Oh, no, Taurus, the cards are really lively for you. Ace of Wands. If you're thinking of going into, if you're a Taurus that is thinking of going into or moving into legal practice this year, or taking on legal studies, legal career, this year is a really good year for you. Mediation, anything where you are, anywhere where it's sort of like you've got this focus around, it does feel legal. Let's have a look. But definitely got a focus around being able to use your voice to, I almost want to say project. So let's see what that's about. And again, wow. And then I've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, let's see where we're going with this. All right, so I have the Page of Wands coming through with the Three of Cups. Yeah, look, there you are. Look at this Taurus energy coming through. You're in your king energy here. You're very focused on your resources here. That's Virgo energy coming through right there. We do have the Two of Cups coming through. You know what this might be? The Three of Wands. Okay, a lot of Taurus energy in this one. That's why the cards are all jumping. So this year will be very much about you being true to who you are. So I feel like here you'll be very focused on everything this year, but doing the very best you can with things like being more outspoken, more deliberate, very different to Aries energy where it's very soft and coming, gliding in slowly. I feel like for Taurus, it's going to be much more a year of speaking up, standing out and going for what you want. I feel like here, whether it is a relationship you're after, a job, a career, you're going to be very outspoken with that Queen of Swords energy. Very much about advertising, promoting who you are. So if you're going into a field of IT, advertising, marketing, legal work, or sales, or anything where you need to use your voice, maybe teaching or training people, then you are going to be very, very comfortable using your voice this year. All right, so I have the Eight of Swords with the Emperor. Beautiful. Six of Wands coming out in the same place as one of the other readings as well. And the Nine of Swords. Look, to be honest with you, Taurus, it makes me feel a little bit like you're a bit sick of what you've been doing up until now, or maybe a bit bored with it, or it's like it needs for you to have that injection of power into it. I feel that you've perhaps been in sort of, maybe you've been in the year that Aries is going to be in, maybe you were in that last year where you were just sort of, I almost want to say, even with relationships or work, maybe you were just sort of coasting along. Maybe you weren't really wanting to change anything. Maybe you were comfortable with what you were doing. But this year is very different. This year you're going to be more outspoken. You're going to go for what it is you want, and you're going to be extremely successful in whatever you do. Success is written all over this. So it's almost like no matter what you go for, no matter where you go towards, then there is a sense of achievement. If you are looking at the end of a relationship this year, it's probably going to be very easy to walk away this year than what it would have been last year. All right, let's just put some more cards down. I have the Nine of Wands, yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles. That's the change I'm feeling perfectly there. It's almost like you've come out of a year, perhaps that you were trying to end cycles or complete things. This year, you're in the energy of starting new beginnings. Definitely. All right, and then you have the Empress here. So this, beautiful energy. So it's sort of, to me, like that, letting things sort of slide for last year, knowing that you sort of did what you need to do, but you just don't want to entertain them this year. So people will be getting a lot more on your nerves this year than what they've done previously. So you're feeling more outspoken, ready to go. You may be a little bit more pushy this year. You may be really using that stubborn side of you to really stick to what it is you want. But for me, this is really about using your voice, putting yourself out there. Ace of Pentacles coming through there with the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords, which was the card that jumped out, is right at the head of the reading. So new beginnings, to me, it looks like new beginnings in definitely in your work and around your work on money. So there seems to be money coming to you more easily this year. Promotions, being able to assert yourself a lot more easily, being able to say to people, I'm not putting up with this, I'm done. But definitely a really, really strong feeling here of, are you going to get in my beanbag? Oh, you funny boy. No, go and sit in the beanbag. That's a good idea. Definitely feeling with that Queen of Swords, though, that is the power you have this year. That's what you're bringing forth into the new year. This energy of, like, I'm not going to put up with it. I want to change things. I want to, end things, get people going, but bring new things in. So very, very nice energy around you, Taurus, for this year. But feeling like no matter what it is for you, you're going to really stand up for yourself. You're going to use those real Taurian traits to really bring forth new beginnings for you. That stubbornness, like not backing down, knowing what you're going after, sort of really, really impacting what you want to impact. All right, let's do Gemini. It certainly has been a lot longer readings than what I expected. I thought I'll just get through them fairly quickly today. My dog's sign, he would be November he was born, so more than likely he has Scorpio. That's why he has such a strong love for me, I think. I'm not sure about Bonnie, and Pickle was born in March, so he's more than likely a Pisces. But this one here is he just absolutely adores me. It's so beautiful. I love it when dogs, well, the others do too, but this one here is really very persistent. All right, so did I use that deck last time? I might just change over again. Gemini. Let's see what's coming through for you, Gemini. Gemini. Have I made a visit to Canada? No, but I do have a lot of people. Yeah, he is very attached to me. A lot of people, I've got quite a big following in Canada, especially around Toronto, and it sort of makes it quite interesting that it's word of mouth. So this isn't through my channel or anything like that. It's people talking to each other, which is beautiful. So I have a lot of people in the Toronto area, some people in Saskatchewan, and where you people all come from too, Ontario or Ontario, whatever you like to pronounce it. But I've always had a really good following there. But the thing is, I do have family in Canada as well. So, and one of them has a beautiful property that she's trying to sell at the moment. There you go. So I had a grandmother, so a great auntie and uncle that lived over there, and they had 3 daughters, and I'm still in touch with the 3 daughters. One of them has a beautiful property over there, and I think she's trying to sell it at the moment, but she often puts up photographs of, you know, the water and the mountains, and it's so stunning. But they originally were in I think of the name, but they were originally in Saskatoon. My uncle was a Mountie. My great uncle was a Mountie. So when I met them, I was only about maybe 10 or 12 years old. Yeah, I'd like to come over because I'd like to do Canada, Alaska, which is something that's on my bucket list. So, and Winnipeg. So, I've still got family everywhere there. So, yeah, it would be nice to visit. But as I said, I've always wanted to go to Alaska too. So they've always been on my bucket list. All right, let's get into your reading, Gemini. So we're starting off with the High Priestess for you. The High Priestess is something that I always think about, you know, doing this sort of work, you know, being somebody that does readings or reads people. But often the High Priestess is just really good at reading other people. And sometimes it's about us learning what is our intuition and how do we trust our intuition and not allow our ego to overtake that energy. So when I see the High Priestess, it could be a year for getting into some sort of esoteric arts. But moreover, I feel like it's you learning how to trust yourself when you're doing things. We do have the 8 of Swords behind that and the 5 of Cups with the 9 of Swords, strong energy coming through. But then I have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, the 2 of Swords with the 8 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Right. So for me, Gemini, this coming year is very much about you learning how to release and trust yourself. Trust yourself in your processes. Trust yourself with the people that are around you. Trust yourself when you want to make decisions, not allowing yourself to second guess yourself. So you're going to be a lot more determined this year. Oh, you are a gorgeous boy, aren't you? A lot more determined this year. A lot more focused on getting the best out of things. I feel like that's what it is. I want to get the best out of whatever I do. So whatever I'm doing, I'm going to really focus on it 100% and make sure that I get the best out of it, no matter what it is. I want to really know that I've taken something to the end and I have done a really good job with it. So I feel like no matter what this is for you, Gemini, you're going to put 100% sort of into everything and really focus on what outcomes you're getting from that. All right, let's have a look. So we have the Knight of Cups coming through with the 6 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Lover's card, which is the card of Gemini. You have a relationship here, and it may be a past love. It could be the relationship you've got with your father as well. But there's a relationship here that feels like it wasn't repaired. So maybe this is why you're feeling like you want to make sure that you complete things now, or that you give closure to things, or that whatever you're doing, you give it 100%. Because I feel like here there's some sort of relationship, and it could be the relationship with your masculine side. So don't think it might just be a person. It might be that you've been very focused on that feminine energy, and now the work needs to be done around the more masculine side. This sort of comes to when you have a relationship breakup and all of a sudden you find yourself responsible for everything, and you've never done those things before, and then you have to learn to do everything. But I really feel there's something to do with a father figure here. So whether or not you had a very strained relationship with a father figure and it's influencing you in this coming year, because there is a really strong feeling here that you are reconciling either a relationship or a relationship, or reconciling that part of yourself within you. And it's sort of like we were talking about the shadow side before, but this is more about the masculine feminine aspect of yourself. So maybe somehow or another, this is why this sort of energy of the feminine side's coming through to help you heal something with somebody else, or help you heal things within yourself so you are whole and complete moving forward. I just feel like there's some sort of relationship from your past here that perhaps you left behind. That victory cards here again. Maybe you left something behind, but it never felt finished. So if you haven't had a relationship with your father or a significant male in your life where you felt somehow or another it was never completed, then I feel like this year is a year for doing that. Now, it could be a past love as well, or something that somebody you had with somebody that you moved in a new direction with, and you may have followed another relationship or moved into something, like you may have moved. Hey, Joan, how you going? You may have moved into another relationship, or you may have moved house or left something behind that was unfinished. So whether this is a family thing, a past relationship, or just this reconciling your masculine, feminine, this is a year for reconciling all of those things. Thank you. Thank you very much. Four of Swords with the Two of Pentacles and the Tower. All right. I don't feel that this year is going to be all smooth sailing, though, because a lot of this stuff that perhaps, it's possible you're healing addictions or healing things about yourself that you have not felt comfortable with. But there feels to me like a lot of change for you here, a lot of change. Yeah, we have the Well coming out with the Tower. So that's sort of, it's quite interesting because the Tower's up and the Well's down. So it's almost like you're going to be building up and digging deep. So you may be, it's all, hey, how you going, Eleonora? It's all about you building yourself up, but addressing all those deep, meaningful things. Isn't it funny? Because you've got this, Gemini's always sort of had this, I almost want to say dichotomy of energy. And it feels like that's going to be very much about you this year. You may be digging deep into things that have happened in the past, digging deep with yourself to really understand those aspects of yourself. But there's also this feeling of building yourself up for greater accomplishments. So there's a lot of healing to be done where you'll be going very deep into your healing. But there's also this feeling that you'll want to aspire to more as well. So you'll be working with both energies. And I feel like because of that, people may sort of see you as being, selfish or self-centered, or don't listen to people. It really is about you understanding who you are at a deeper level. I feel like perhaps you've been so focused on your family. Maybe you've been raising children and you've been very focused on that nurturing and that loving side. Hey, Susie, how you going? But you really need to start really focusing more on your masculine. So if you've been raising children, for example, and now your children are all leaving home and you're not sure what you're going to do with yourself in the future, then your masculine energy needs to kick in. So you start looking at your studies and the work you're going to do and all those sort of things, and a different type of responsibility. But everything about your energy is in two parts. It's like you're balancing yourself out from the heights and the lows to bring yourself a nice medium sort of energy here. So lots of changes for you, probably more so than I've seen with other signs, but lots of changes, lots of maneuvering and an acknowledgement, but doing the highs and the lows, like being prepared to dig deep, but also being prepared to build a new life for yourself. I really like it, but there is definitely a feeling that you've got some relationships or a relationship that you need to attend to, not for the other person, but because you need to balance that out within yourself. All right, so we have the High Priestess coming first with the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Cups. See, something you walked away from left you with the 9 of Swords, with this bad taste in your mouth. But the 10 of Pentacles is coming through. Some sort of decision, some sort of communication coming through that's going to allow for a new beginning. And like I said, it could be a relationship you've left behind too, where you feel there was no closure. Maybe this year you'll be finding your closure to that. Whether it is with the person or whether you're finding that within yourself, I definitely feel that you are making huge changes this year. And as I said, for some of you, that does mean embarking on some sort of journey around, I want to say like spiritual things. So very possible that you could be changing the way you see your world as well. All right, we'll go back to the the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. Hello, Clyde. Why have you got a runny nose? What have you been doing? Oh, we're going right up between the legs. He's determined to get up to my lap. All right, so we now have the sign of Cancer, so that's the last one for the day. Hopefully somebody's caught the time slots for these. And we'll do the very last one for Cancer. And it looks like a lot of you have Cancer in your chart, so that's really good. I'll get a lot of feedback on these readings. I thought of running a competition, and I thought, what am I going to do with a competition? And I thought, I'm always saying to people, find out about your birth chart, have a look at your natal chart, be able to identify where your sun, your moon, your rising and your Venus is, and being able to understand whole and complete. So your sun sign's only one aspect of you. Your moon sign is a very different way of seeing it. And I can't remember exactly how it is, but I think the sun sign is how you show yourself to the world. The moon sign is who you actually are at a deeper level. If somebody knows how this works, somebody might know it better than me. And your Scorpio is what you aspire to be in the world. But I'm not 100% sure I've got that right. Your Venus is how you love. Your Saturn is how you work. So when those planets land in those particular houses, then it will really show a lot about who you are as a person. It's good to look at. But I thought of running a competition on that. So I'm still thinking about doing it and trying to find time. All right, so we have the Judgment. This is the first time we've seen the Judgment card come out. So Cancer, for you, very different feel to your reading already. So the Judgment card is about rebirth. It's totally about bringing something back from the dead. It is about going round on something again that you didn't complete the first time round. So we have the 4 of Cups coming through with that. The Death card. Wow, a year of transformation. 10 of Cups is here with the 6 of Pentacles, and there's the Tower. All right. I think out of all the signs, Cancer is going to have the biggest transformations. Absolutely. So there's a whole, being able to level everything out and rebuild something brand new. Let's get into this a little deeper. All right, so I have the 2 of Swords coming with the 4 of Swords, that 6 of Wands in the same position again as the other deck and this one before, and the 8 of Swords. All right, Cancer, first thing I feel is like you've got a lot of swords energy around this. And there seems to be some sort of decision you're making this year. Absolutely. A big decision. So this is, to me, the energy of the crossroads, the energy of I have to pick, I have to choose which way to go. But it leads to victory, whatever this is. The thing is, I can see this energy of feeling almost defeated by this particular decision. It's almost like you feel that once you make this decision, there'll be no going back and life will be hugely different for you. It could be, for example, that you need to make a decision about where you live because you can't find work where you are and you need to go somewhere else to get a job. And the idea of giving up what you have may be very difficult for you, but I feel like at the end it's going to be a really good result. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups with the Strength card right in the middle and the Queen of Wands. For some of you, it may be completing a relationship. It does not feel romantic to me, but it could be cutting off someone that really is very dominant, and possibly a Leo. Very dominant sort of person that may be influencing your decisions here. Now, it could be a relationship, but it sort of feels more like a relationship with a person that's not romantic. But I feel like somehow or another, this is a person that may have made you promises or may have promised you life was going to be a certain way. And I feel like somehow or another, this decision to move is going to be really good because I feel like you're leaving that energy behind, but it's a very difficult decision. And to me, it makes me feel like it's more about moving house or moving where you are to somewhere else, and you don't want to move. I don't feel you want to move, but somehow or another you have to. So if it is a relationship, you're not going to stick around. You're going to move to a completely different place. All right. King of Swords coming through with the Ace of Swords. Wow. And the Justice card. Have a look at that energy. So there is something here that you are still pushing forward with that is definitely ready to go. And I feel like perhaps you've sat on the threshold of this for a really long time. And it could be as simple as giving away an addiction, for example, where you know your life is going to change dramatically if you're not doing that anymore. So say, for example, you've been drinking a lot and that's how you socialize, and knowing that if you stop drinking, then you can't socialize the same way as what you've done before. But whatever this is, you know, with this sort of king, queen, sword, ace of sword energy with the Justice card here, there's a powerful, powerful new beginning waiting. Powerful new beginning waiting for you. Something extremely karmic and in line with where you need to go. I have a feeling that for some of you, this may be cutting off a relationship with a significant parent. But because you've been trying to perhaps reconcile this or trying to have a relationship with somebody that's just not working, it could be a partner. But if it's a partner, there's no love here. It could be a business partner, but if it's a relationship, like a romantic relationship, there's no love. It's like the love is gone. It's cold. And it's almost like you really need to cut this off. It's holding you back from having what you need. It's limiting you. The sun sign is the conscious self. Yeah, that's what I thought, that I was trying to work out which way round it is. So it's the side you show to the world, isn't it? Your conscious self. Cancer, I just feel like you've got a magnificent decision to make this year that's going to take you in a brand new direction, but you can't put off completing it anymore. You can't put off this decision. And to me, it looks like you've put it off for a really long time. So knowing what Cancer people are like, I feel like perhaps it is a mother figure or a relationship that really is not, there's no love left. It's cold. It's something you need to let go of now. But I feel like it's been a really difficult decision to walk away from it or cut it out. But to me, it's holding you back from all the other things that you need to have in life. So it's like you're refusing to let something go for a reason that is holding you back from everything you ever wanted. So it's done. It's done. It's been done for a long time. But because you have been heart dedicated to something, you're finding it really hard to let go of. It could be a legal situation, absolutely. But then it would mean to me that you need to consider a divorce. So it's very possible that that is a relationship that is no longer, it's no longer right for you. You're hanging on to something way past its use by date. All right, that's it. That's everyone done. I hope that you've enjoyed it. That took an hour and a half. I did. I enjoyed doing the live. I do enjoy doing the lives. Oh, there we go. So Eleanor is saying that your sun sign is the conscious self. The moon side is the emotional vulnerabilities and our sacred side. So in Eastern astrology, the moon is much more used as who we are, and Mercury the way we communicate, Venus the way we love. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining me. I probably could have advertised it, but I always think if I've got the time, I'll get on while I've got the time. So I hope you've enjoyed everything. My love to you, for a lot of you people who've been supporting me for many, many years. You know how grateful I am to have you in my life. And for some of you that I've been lucky enough to do, readings for or coaching for. Some of you do have a really special place in my heart. So I will still think about the visit to Canada and Alaska. It may be something that I've had to put on my bucket list till a little bit later. But Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me. And I love you all. Thanks, Bethany.